Welcome to Av Continues, episode 211. This is a weekly podcast posted up every Monday in which we talk about video games related topics. Goes up as an MP3 on outofcontinues.com, and it goes up before that on youtube.com/outofcontinues as a video. I'm your host, Staff. And this week I have Adam.
Hi, guys.
How's it going, Adam?
I'm all right. How are you, Staffan?
Doing well, because that last 20 minutes didn't even happen.
Nope.
No, it didn't happen.
I have no clue what you're speaking of.
The listeners don't either. Quick. So this week's episode segments will include no main topic, because the main topic was pretty bad.
That was awful.
It was pretty bad. Not gonna do that over again.
Yeah.
And we'll have some quick announcements and go to the news. And that's gonna be it for this week. Nice and simple. So, quick disclaimer: all opinions expressed on the show are of our own, not of our employers with a past, present, or future. Bam. It's all
Bam.
me.
All you.
All me. It's all me. But yeah, Adam, like what I can always rely to not bring me a terrible topic to talk about on this podcast. That question's for you.
Yeah, I know it's for me. I'm debating whether or not I want to answer it.
Answer it. Do you know what I can always rely to never bring me a bad topic?
I'm gonna guess that
DreamHost. Because they don't send me bad topics, or at least I've never gone to DreamHost and found a bad topic for me to talk about on this podcast. Because what they do, they're just a web service. They offer unlimited storage, unlimited bandwidth, user-friendly interface, all that, and they're optimized to use content managers such as WordPress. All that just for $8.95 US a month. And if you use the promo code AVContinues, that's one word, no spaces, AVContinues. So wave away the set fee, get your free domain registration. Never go hungry again with Hot Pockets. We go hungry again with Hot Pockets.
What have you been watching?
Hot Pockets? So anyways, quick announcement real quick. We could use more iTunes reviews. So if you use the iTunes, just go to the Out of Continues podcast iTunes page, or you can go to outofcontinues.com and you'll see a link on the side that sends you to the iTunes page, and leave us a little review. And that would really help us out because it puts us on the Apple's podcast charts and helps get us more exposure. And the more exposure we get, the more listeners we have, the more listener feedback we get, the more incentive I have to keep doing this podcast. If you can't leave an iTunes review for whatever reason, another way to help us out would be to share this podcast on the social media networks, especially Facebook and Twitter, which are the main social media channels that we use to post every episode. So share, favorite, retweet, like all that stuff. And that would really help us out. So let's get into gaming news before we go hungry, because I don't have any Hot Pockets. Let me share the screen. There we go. We're sharing the screen for the YouTube watchers.
Oh, get rid of that. Get rid of it.
Whoa. I don't even know what that is. No. Okay. I don't know what you talked about. So anyways, let me make this stop blinking on the bottom. There we go. It's still blinking on the bottom. There we go. Now it should stop blinking. Um, Payday 2. We talked about them, I don't know, maybe a month ago or so. About how they started doing microtransactions, and a lot of people were really unhappy with that. The Payday 2 developers being Overkill.
Yeah.
And yeah, so basically, Payday 2 still has like a really large community, or it had a large community, and people would continue playing that game. And like back when the game first came out, the developers straight up said there would be no microtransactions in this game, and then they added microtransactions, and people were so unhappy that they made like a parody website making fun of the new expansion that added the microtransactions, and like people were so upset that they started sending death threats to the community managers on Steam who are volunteers and don't even work for Overkill.
That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. So the community managers went on strike because, like, not only, are they getting death threats, and, I mean, there is no game developer that deserves getting a death threat, like just for like updating their game or changing something in the game.
Right.
It is unwarranted. I mean, first of all, that, and secondly, they also did not like the microtransactions that got added as well.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like they, one of them, named Ashley, said, "I personally cannot sit by when they being Overkill, continue to promote immoral business practices." So, like they're obviously getting death threats unwarranted, and like it's just why keep doing this? Why keep being a moderator when you're getting death threats? You should always take every death threat seriously.
Right.
So yeah, like Overkill came out and apologized. They haven't made any changes though. Like the microtransactions are still in place. They haven't changed anything yet, but they apologize. They realize that they've upset a lot of their fans, and what they're doing now at this point is they're having like this big mod team that that makes mods for the game. They're sending them over to their Stockhold. Yes. So yeah, so they're sending them to their studio in January, and a high-profile Russian player who goes by Peacemaker, peace misspelled with an S instead of a C, is gonna be going there as well. So I'm assuming that they're basically bringing them in to like brainstorm. Like I don't think they're just bringing them in to like have a lunch and have a party with them.
Right.
I think they're gonna like brainstorm and try to figure out where they're gonna go next from here. So, I expressed on this show that for them to add microtransactions, despite them saying, despite them saying that they weren't gonna do it, it wasn't cool. But it seems that they are. Yeah, they're not gonna stick to the guns, and they're gonna try to give the fans what they want instead of try to squeeze them for every dime that they got.
I mean, they've already got a really weird system as it is with that game. I mean, remember we played it a couple times, and
yeah,
I
wasn't a fan of it.
I don't like. I really like the premise of the game.
Yeah, I thought the gameplay was fun, but like the unlocking system was very tedious.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, hopefully they'll fix it. I mean, nobody should get death threats. It's just childish.
Yeah. I mean, if you for some reason have an urge to give someone a death threat, Uh, stop, take a deep breath, step away from the keyboard, and eat some Hot Pockets. Let's go on.
Yeah.
All right. So, Adam, you like Futurama?
Yes, I do.
I like Futurama.
Yes, you do.
There is going to be a Futurama mobile game. Emphasis on the mobile.
Yeah.
So, Fox Digital Entertainment and Germany-based studio Wooga. Wooga is they do mobile games.
Right.
Um, they are teaming up to do this Futurama game. I didn't even know Fox still owned Futurama because like didn't Futurama like leave Fox and go to Cartoon Network or something
I
because they
think they
got
went
canceled?
to Comedy Central, is where they went
Oh,
for their newer seasons.
hmm.
But I think that Fox still owns the property.
Oh, okay.
But I think they moved it off the lineup so they could put like Bob's Burgers or some crap on there.
Hmm. So basically, this game, uh, is I guess you're gonna be playing as Bender and these drones. Um, I don't think they're the type of drones that bomb. I think they're the type of drones that deliver because it's a delivery
Right.
service. And like they say that here's a quote: while delivering dangerous cargo to hazardous locations under ill-advised circumstances, players connect groups of delivery drones to solve an array of fiendish puzzles as they venture into iconic environments from the Futurama universe. So they don't really give too much of what type of game this is. I mean, at first I thought it was going to be like your Farmville type of game
Yeah.
until I read this where it says puzzles, and I'm like, okay, so is what type of game is this going to be? You know,
Yeah.
if you're going to be solving puzzles, I definitely think this is going to be like a free to play game because that's what Wooga does. And also, I guess other things worth mentioning is that they brought in Dave Grossman, who uh, wrote for Secret of Monkey Island and The Wolf Among Us, and they got some guy, Jonathan Myers, who worked on Game of Thrones Ascent, which I'm not too familiar with that game. I think that's a mobile game for based on Game of Thrones.
I think the best part about this is they got a writer and producer from
Yeah, Patrick
Futurama.
Varon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that seems like they're trying to take it a bit seriously by bringing in these writers and produce writer slash producer from Futurama. Um, so we don't really have any information on what type of game this is gonna be, but I don't know. Maybe for people who are into mobile games, they might at least find this funny. You know, if they're a Futurama fan,
Yeah.
maybe it might have good writing. So I don't know. We'll see. Any other thoughts before we go on?
No, I wish they would do more with the Futurama franchise though, because I really like Futurama.
Mm-hmm. I like Futurama more than Simpsons.
I
Simpsons
don't
just
know. I
what's
don't
that?
know if I can. I don't know if I can say that.
Well,
I mean,
Simpsons just like went really
on too
down in
long.
quality.
Well, I mean, they've been on for how long? You're gonna have
75 years.
you're gonna have dips in quality.
Oh, it didn't just dip. It fell. So anyways, let's move on. So GameStop, the biggest video game retailer in America, has had some issues. Like they said, Halo 5, Star Wars Battlefront, Assassin's Creed Syndicate underperformed at GameStop, and they also made claims that uh, like they're trying to make it sound like it wasn't their fault. They're saying that the games those games didn't sell well, and the digital units, like the digital sales are like 20 to 25% of what they sold. Analysts are saying that's some stories. They're like, no, it's more like half. It's not the 20 to 25% range is untrue. So basically, what I'm getting from this article is that GameStop themselves are not doing well.
Right.
Like they're trying to make it sound like it's not their fault and the games aren't selling well. It's like, no, they're the ones that aren't selling well.
No, there's just better options now.
Yeah.
You can get them, you can get them digitally. You can be a, what is the Best Buy thing? Best Buy rewards unlocked or whatever they have. You get 20% off a new game.
Amazon.
Amazon. There's just so many different options now. I mean, GameStop had to start doing vintage stuff again.
Yeah.
Because
Plus,
they're in such bad shape, and then they overprice stuff on that. I mean, it's GameStop though.
plus, I mean, for like your games like Halo and Star Wars Battlefront and Assassin's Creed, like you can pick up those games while you're doing your grocery shopping at Walmart or Target.
Yep.
You don't need to go to a game store these days for like those type of titles.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, GameStop's kind of done it to themselves because, people trade stuff in, they get, $20, and then they turn around and sell that game that they got for $20. They sell it for 50.
Yeah, they sell it for like $5 less than the new.
Yeah, so that's on GameStop.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like they've been experimenting with digital here and there with like their GameStop PC digital sales.
Well, remember they bought Impulse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they bought Impulse. I think it was Impulse Driven or something like that.
I know they also have Congregate.
Yeah.
Which is basically similar to like Newgrounds, where you have people uploading their small games online and play them on a web browser. But yeah, move on.
Yep.
So, Wii U Gamepads will finally be sold standalone, but only in Japan. Like as of right now, you can only you cannot buy a Wii U gamepad. You can only get like the whole Wii U, and like as of right now, games do not support more than one of those gamepads. It will soon. It will eventually. They'll add like some kind of update to allow you to use more of those gamepads. But basically, like right now, if you were to want to play an offline multiplayer game, you'd have one person using the touchscreen gamepad, and any other players would be using like what's it called, like their Pro controller,
Something like that,
which looks like an Xbox 360 controller, basically. So that's how that is right now.
Well, they got to do this now because the NX is coming out next year.
Yeah.
So they're trying to squeeze as much money out of their consumers as possible.
So my thoughts on this is like there really is no point in buying another gamepad unless your gamepad breaks down. Because there aren't really any games that really require two of these gamepads, the touchscreen gamepads. So like that would be the main reason to buy another one, is it if somehow you broke it. But other than that, like as far as them selling this only in Japan, it might only stay in Japan, having this option to buy another gamepad because, like you mentioned, the NX, the new platform that they haven't announced yet, it's pretty much looking like they're going to announce and release it sometime next year.
Well, I mean, and look at the price that they're asking for the
$104.
$104 just for the one gamepad for the
Yep.
second. It's ridiculous. You can buy a whole new Wii U for what, 250?
Yeah.
Uh, no, just no.
Yeah. Like the Wii U is just it's a mess. Like they have totally failed with it as a platform. And I know some of you are probably thinking, "Hey, I own a Wii U and it has some great games." But I'm not saying it doesn't have great games. I'm just saying like as a platform, it is a failure.
No, yeah.
Like they're trying to I don't know why they're trying to sell this controller at this point, this late in this life cycle, where they're basically abandoning the platform. And let's move on to the next topic, which is also related to the whole Nintendo talk. And that is, according to this article, 2015 is Nintendo's lowest reviewed year on Metacritic in the last 10 years. So basically, for those of you who aren't familiar with Metacritic, Metacritic is a website that it puts together like all these other reviews into one clump, so you can see them all together, whether it's movies or video games or whatever. Like you can go look something up and be like, okay, all these different publications gave these different reviews, and you can check them out from there, and it gives an average score out of 100. So here is the chart showing the Wii U games or Nintendo games. So basically, in 2015, they got 27 games on the Wii U, and that's not including. Sorry, that is including the third-party games. All right. I think if you only look at the Nintendo games, there's only 7 of them. Something along those lines. There's only 7 actual Nintendo games, but put them all together, there's only 27 games that came out on the Wii U this year, and the average score is 69.8 out of 100, and that is lower than all of these other years.
Yeah, I think the second lowest is like a 73. Yeah, 73.04 is what I'm looking at. And that was 2008.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, okay. Sorry. This isn't third-party games. I was wrong. This it's only Nintendo games. So this is Wii U and 3DS games. 27 of them. So I guess there's 20 3DS games and 7 Wii U games. So as far as only Nintendo goes, this is Nintendo's lowest rated year, and that's pretty bad.
yeah, it's
Like we've mentioned on the show so many times that Nintendo's been making a bunch of bad business decisions. Like the Wii U was just a complete failure, and like you can literally count the games that came out on Nintendo, on your fingers. It is lacking games.
on the Wii U,
Yeah,
not on Nintendo.
it's on the Nintendo. So
Anyway,
yeah. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say. I mean,
no,
we've said all this stuff before so many
yeah,
times.
I mean, there for a while. I thought you were gonna make a new like Bash Nintendo Minute or something, but they've earned that. All the bad stuff said about them, they've earned. Look, I mean, obviously, you're not the only one that says that. People agree.
Yeah. So let's move on. I guess we're done with video games for now. Let's talk about comic book movies and TV shows. You want to do that?
Yay.
Let's talk about one failure and move on to another. Fantastic Four. So, Fantastic Four 2 has been removed from release schedule after the first movie flopped. Yeah, so that first movie came out earlier this year.
Yeah, didn't the director or something say that it was bad?
Yeah, the director was even throwing the movie under the bus. He was blaming it on other people. Like before the movie even came out, he was blaming it on like the production team and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And what was it, like the movie made Fox lose like $100 million or something like that.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's how much of a flop this is. And they were still talking about, hey, we're still doing a sequel to this movie, and now it's been completely removed from their release schedule. You know, it's a result of them trying to pump out Fantastic Four movies just to keep the license under their belt.
Yeah. What I think is going to happen, I think they're doing this, and eventually it's going to be so dead, and they're not even going to do it. They're going to lose it, and then Marvel's going to get a hold of it, and then Marvel's going to make a movie, and people aren't going to watch it because that IP has been just drugged through the garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. I mean, like, I'd like to imagine that Marvel would be able to like bring it the quality back up, but I don't know. Wait a minute. Like, let me take that back. If Marvel can get people to go out and watch a movie called Ant-Man, I'm pretty sure they can convince people to watch another Fantastic Four movie under their studio.
I think they can make the people that trust Marvel, but people that go out and see this, I mean, I don't know if the people that like the Marvel movies seen Fantastic Four, and they're like, ooh, that movie looks awesome. I'm going to go watch it.
Yeah, that is a good point. There are people that don't know the difference between movies that are made by Marvel Studio and Fox or whoever. Like, they don't realize the difference.
I mean, they have trashed Fantastic Four so bad. I didn't go see this one. I'm pretty sure you didn't either, did you?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. I think eventually Fox is just gonna let it go back to Marvel, and then Marvel's gonna do it, and they'll have people like you and me that trust Marvel to make good movie.
It's just so insane. Like, is it really worth losing $100 million just to keep the IP? I mean, the license.
I don't think that they planned on losing that type of money.
But they obviously rushed this movie out the door. So
maybe they thought the trend of good comic book movies would bring people to watch it, and it flopped.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll try it again in a couple of years, or I don't know how long they have to make another one, to keep the IP or whatever. But they'll do that so they can keep it again. And if it's another loss, I would imagine that they would cut, all ties with it and let it go back to Marvel after that. Because it just, you know what? Let's hope that's what happens so Marvel can get their IP back.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. So, Supergirl, it's a show now. It's on TV. You haven't watched any of it, have you?
No.
I watched only the first episode, and I pretty much my opinion on that, my impression on that first episode was that the production value looked really good for a TV show. Like the effects were really good with her flying around and you know, them destroying an empty warehouse and all that stuff. It looked pretty good, but it was just a dumb show. I did not want to continue watching it. And one thing I noticed on the show was that okay, so they had like a silhouette of Superman, like basically the sun was behind him, so he was just a silhouette. You couldn't really see him. And they never say Superman on the show. They never said Clark Kent, or at least on that first episode, they never said Clark Kent. They never said Superman. They'd always refer to him just as this article says right here, either like that guy or the big guy or you know stuff like that, or she'd say my cousin, which just came off as really awkward. You know, it's obviously.
Right. Why would they not, you know, say Superman? I mean, he's, and this is it might come across a little sexist or whatever. Superman is a lot more popular than Supergirl.
Well, I think no question of doubt he's more popular.
That is a fact.
I think he is arguably the most popular superhero. Like it is either like him or Batman or Spider-Man. It's like those three.
Right.
But I'd say Superman's probably the most popular.
Which is sad because Superman sucks.
But like obviously this show is tied with Superman. I mean, she's Supergirl. Right. They show him like a silhouette of him at least. But like they don't say Kent at all on the show. She's staying with the Danvers. But so anyways, they're saying that this, I think the title of this article is misleading. It says Superman to finally be introduced on Supergirl. It's misleading because it says that they're casting a 13-year-old boy for like flashback scenes. So that's still not even introducing Superman. That's if anything, they're probably gonna call him Clark Danvers. Something like that. I don't know. But either way, I just think that's just really awkward the way how this show is treating Superman. And like, so right now they're not connecting this show with like Arrow or Flash. There's rumors it might have a crossover episode with Flash in the future, but there's no confirmation. So as of right now, it's not connected with those shows, and it is not connected with the movies either because they're calling them Danvers, not the Kents. So, like, it's just really awkward for DC to like make this show like exist on its own without connecting to any of their other properties.
I've previously stated my feelings on the whole DC thing. The way that they do their shows and their movies, I no. Mm-hmm. I think that honestly, that's one reason why I don't watch them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but move on.
Oh yes, let's talk about something that I actually enjoy.
All right, Jessica Jones. So Jessica Jones is a show. It's on Netflix.
And it's awesome.
For those of you who aren't aware of what a Jessica Jones is.
Boy.
I like the way how I worded that. I'm gonna stick with it. So Jessica Jones, Netflix series, it is connected with the Daredevil show. Well, it's connected with like all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the live action stuff. But you know, mainly right now it's connected with Daredevil.
Well, it takes place in Hell's Kitchen.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, the way how the contract that they have with Netflix is that they're going to have Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, possibly a Punisher, depending on how well Punisher is in season 2 of Daredevil. And then they're going to have a Defenders TV series, which is all of them together. Possibly a Moon Knight as well. Moon Knight was also, on the table. So anyways, Jessica Jones on Netflix right now. You don't need to go hungry. Get yourself some Hot Pockets, warm them up, watch the show. And yeah, it's like the darkest live action thing that Marvel has done so far.
Yeah, I would say by far. I mean,
Yes.
Daredevil was pretty, darkish, but this was really good.
Very.
Yeah.
Yes. Like they explore some themes that aren't even mentioned in their other movies or TV shows. So, but it was pretty good. I really liked it. I watched all of it. You did as well, Adam.
Yes, it did.
For those of you who don't mind exploring, a TV series that has these darker themes, I'd say check it out.
Yeah,
I recommend it. It was
especially
very entertaining.
if you're a comic book fan and a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's like he said, if you're not offended by some offensive themes some people might find, then yeah, definitely check it out.
Yeah. Like acting spot on. I think what's the name? Kristen Ritter.
Yeah.
She owned that role of Jessica Jones, similar to how Robert Downey Jr. owns the role of Tony Stark.
Yeah.
I just really liked her snarkiness, her remarks that she made, like just how serious she would say it and it would come off as hilarious to me.
Right.
But and she also did a good job playing a character who has PTSD.
Yeah. Really, everybody that they cast did really well.
Yeah.
The guy that they got for Luke Cage is just spot on.
Mm-hmm. Kilgrave is the best antagonist so far in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
Really good show. But what this article is about is the second season. Basically, the showrunner, she mentioned that contractually they have to release the Defenders series within a certain time period. So if they do a season 2 of Jessica Jones, it wouldn't be until after the Defenders is released. And I would definitely love for a second season of Jessica Jones, but I think I'd prefer the Defenders series to come out first anyways, because at this point I'm getting really excited to see all these guys together.
Yeah. It's just like the whole build up to the Avengers,
Mm-hmm.
This is the same thing, just a different team.
Yeah. One thing that's mentioned on here though is that they've been having some issues with the casting of Iron Fist. Like especially the actual the character for Iron Fist.
Right.
They haven't even had anyone cast for that yet. So they're trying to get there. So basically, we have season 2 of Daredevil coming up early next year. I think it's like in February or something like that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Pretty excited for that.
Yes,
and then Luke Cage, I'm assuming, is going to be sometime next year.
Yeah.
And then they're going to have an Iron Fist, and after that should be Defenders, all of them together. So I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, we've already covered the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe and the way that I feel about it. I mean, anything they do, I'm excited for.
Anything?
For the most part.
I was about to say, you don't watch S.H.I.E.L.D. at all, do you?
I haven't watched S.H.I.E.L.D. at all.
Or
no.
Agent Carter?
No, I haven't watched it all. Because I don't watch TV. Everything I watch is on Netflix or I go to the movie theater.
Yeah. Well, I think the first two.
It is, but I haven't got around. I'm busy. I work
Yeah.
full.
Plus, you gotta get through that first half of season 1 of Shield, which was pretty bad.
And I think that's one reason why I haven't watched it as well, because you've said how bad it is.
Yeah, it
So
was pretty bad, but I guess good after that. Is
I blame
Agent
you.
Carter on Netflix? I don't think it's on Netflix.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I
That one's
watched
good.
for.
It's only
I
8 episodes too.
mm, I'll look and see if it's on there eventually. No, I have to look up a timeline to see which way to watch stuff.
All right, and the last thing I got here, we have the first trailer for Captain America: Civil War. It was pretty cool.
It was definitely pretty cool.
We got to see Black Panther.
Yup.
We didn't see the KKK, but we saw the Black Panthers. Wait. I think I'm talking about the wrong thing.
You definitely talking about the wrong thing. And this is me shaking my head at you.
Okay, we saw the superhero Black Panther,
There you
the
go.
Prince of Wakanda, and it looks like he's gonna be on the side of Tony Stark
Yeah.
because he was fighting against Captain America and Bucky, and basically it looks like it's similar to what they did with the comics, where they had to have the Registration Act because they're saying that Captain America is like doing whatever he wants whenever he wants, but like it also looks like the main thing that's causing this civil war is Bucky. Like he doesn't want to turn him in.
Right.
I do like that they got the same actor to play as General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross from the 2008 Hulk movie, the one with
Yeah.
Edward Norton.
Is that the good one?
Yes, yeah, that was the good one. That
Not
was
the
not the
absolute
2003
terrible one.
Ang Lee,
Ugh.
Eric Bana.
Just bad. Just really, really bad.
Yeah. So like even I was kind of afraid that like they would dismiss that Hulk movie, the 2008 Hulk movie, because of the fact that completely different actor. They changed Edward Norton. I mean, Edward Norton didn't want to sign back on, so they got Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
But like they're still considering that as part of this whole MCU series because they got the same actor for General Ross.
Plus, that name's just awesome.
General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross.
Yes. Thaddeus.
Yep. I wonder if they'll make him into Red Hulk and start the Thunderbolts. No, I don't think they'll make him to Red Hulk.
Doubt it.
So a lot of people were excited as far as seeing that they had shown a glimpse of Black Panther. Like they show him kicking a dude. I think it was kicking Bucky.
Yeah.
And they show him running, and that's basically it. And he looks pretty cool. His suit looks really cool.
Yeah, his suit looks neat.
I know there are some people complaining that they did not see Spider-Man in this trailer.
I think I've said this before on the podcast as well. What do people do on the internet? They complain.
Yep. I think Marvel is waiting.
I do too.
Like they can't just reveal their whole hand all at once.
Right. Because then there'd be no surprise in the middle of the movie.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't even show Crossbones in the trailer, and everybody already knows Crossbones is going to be in the movie because photos of Crossbones has been leaked. Crossbones is the villain who is going to kill Captain America. You remember Captain America 2, the one SHIELD agent that ended up being Hydra?
Yeah.
He becomes Crossbones. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, the one who got into fight with Falcon. to be more precise or more clear.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
throw a spoiler alert on the beginning of that so you don't ruin it for people. Nothing. I'm just being a smart aleck.
Okay. So, anyways, yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm very excited for this, and man, they let a beat down on Iron Man at the end of that trailer. That was like a gang initiation right there.
Right? I mean, the way where Tony Stark at the end's like, I was too. When after Captain America said he's my friend, Tony.
Mhm.
That's awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, you know, I see that they're probably gonna bill Tony Stark as the bad guy in this movie because this is a Captain America movie.
Right.
You know? So obviously they're gonna make Captain America more of the good guy. I don't think they're gonna like be gray on both sides. I think it's gonna be more. The light is gonna be shined more on Captain America because this is his movie.
So he's the face, is what you're saying.
Yes, and also they kind of made Tony Stark kind of the bad guy in Age of Ultron.
Right.
You know, because he was the one who made Ultron. So I think they're trying to steer him more towards this darker path. But, I mean, like, no matter what, I still see Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark as being the face of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
But he's a heel in the movie.
We're not talking about wrestling terms.
Hey, I had to throw it in.
Thanks.
It's my gimmick.
Thanks. Well, yeah, I'm pretty excited for this.
Yeah.
It looks cool. So anyways, that should be it as far as news. Let's stop the screen share. Hello, I am back. How you guys doing? And let me get this outline back up in front of me. There we go. Okay, so we've gone over the news.
Yep.
We don't have any listener feedback. If you want to write in, you can write into pod. Well,
I got listener feedback.
Yeah.
Kevin's a chump.
Okay, thank you very much. So if you want to write into the podcast and let us know, you know, what you think, you got some feedback, or if you have a question, or if you want like point out that someone's being a chump, you can write into podcast@avcontinues.com. Got some quick stuff to plug. Av Capes podcast should be back this week. I don't think we'll get it up by Wednesday though, because I think our schedules won't align that well. Let me look real quick. Yeah, I work Wednesday night and I don't think that's gonna happen. So maybe Thursday or Friday we'll get it up. But yeah, Flash will be back this week, so we're gonna be doing a review of that this week. If you enjoy what you've been hearing, you can support us by liking us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter. You can leave an iTunes review. You can contact us by email, which is podcast@avcontinues.com. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/avcontinues. All those things I mentioned can be found on the website. That's www.avcontinues.com. You can also give me a tweet. I am at SayedStafa. That's at SayedStafa. And you can get yourself some Hot Pockets. Don't go hungry. Get some Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets. Ugh. I don't know. Like every time I say that, I see dollar signs. I don't know why, because they don't pay me, so I have no clue why I see dollar signs.
Seems like an infringement of some sort. Like a gimmick infringement.
So anyways, do you have a Twitter?
Yes, but I'm never on there.
Okay, so if you'd like, I'd like to thank my guest host for joining me today, Adam.
Thanks for having me.
And
Let's
with that,
not do the debate.org thing ever again.
what are you even talking about?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's been mentioned.
I don't know what you're talking about. And I didn't even see that Hulk movie. I watched Finding Nemo.
Yeah, we went to see Finding Nemo, remember?
With that said, I'm your host, Stafa. See you guys next week. Thanks for joining us.